Hey everyone, this is Elaine Larkin, and my YouTube channel is called Larkin Lane Creations. I accepted Nik's challenge and hopefully have completed successfully. I will tell you that this is the very first time that I've ever made my own journal and the first time I've ever sewn signatures. So have mercy on me. The four givens that we had were paper. And as you can see, I am going to be using architectural plans. These are about 24 inches by 36 inches. These plans that I've used were from the 1980s. The next thing I used was a UD glue stick, and I chose that because I got the biggest one that I could because I knew I was going to be gluing a lot. The next thing, my needle and thread, I actually used hemp cord, and mainly because the color of the cord that I already had at home kind of matched the architectural, the old plans. And these actually, one thing too about these are when they called them blueprints because of the color. They're not like that anymore. Now they're black and white on fancy printers. And as you can see, I don't have scissors. I thought I was making a wise decision by using a ruler because I knew I could tear the paper against the straight edge of the ruler. I knew I could measure my paper this way, and I also knew I could draw straight lines. So anyway, these were the four givens that I used. We'll get those out of the way. Now the next thing then for items that I chose was I chose a raisin box. I thought it wasn't too big, but I never really considered the width, the spine of it. So I had my job cut out for me. So here is my journal, my challenge, whatever you want to say. As you can see, I've got 5 signatures in it, and they are 7 or 14 pages, ever how you look at it. So anyway, let's go through it a little bit. So this was my number 1, the raisin box. Then as you can see, I brought a red pen into it because one thing that we do with blueprints and plans is if we want to make any changes, we always do it in red. So I thought, yeah, I'll stay with that same kind of theme. So I'm just going to flip through the pages here. Now I didn't do a lot of decorating on them because as you can see, there's already a lot of information. Here you go. This set of plans is from September the 6th, 1986. Pretty cool. The L means that they're landscape plans. That's why you're not seeing a lot of buildings in these. You're seeing more shrubbery and trees and placement. So here's my red pen again, so if anybody wants to make notes. Well then, this is my scrapbook paper that I brought into it. Let me show you that. It is basically just a bunch of squares of flowers, since it was architectural, landscape plans, and there's nothing really on the back per se. As you can see too, I didn't really use a lot of it, so I could always go back and embellish some more. So I used my hemp as the string on my tags. Flip through, so there's some more red line. Oh, isn't that cute? Now I left the tails on my signatures only because if I wanted to go back and add some of the smaller flowers to use as charms, I could. Left some pages blank so you could do scribbles or other drawings. I thought that one was pretty good, grid type paper. Now there's getting into my second signature. Now there's another tag. I'm going to try to flip through these quickly. My book measured about 6 inches by 4 inches and a little less than 2 inches thick. And again, as I said, this was the first time I had ever done one. And what my YouTube channel is pretty much about is I get a lot of samples here at work. I mean, all kinds of stuff from wood to granite to fabric. And I've been trying to do things with it. Here's another tag. So that's when I decided to go on YouTube. My goal was just to keep things out of the landfill. And so old architectural plans, especially landscape ones, really aren't necessarily needed too far into the future. And as I said, these were from the 80s. So here's a big tag that I did, showing the placement of some trees. So anyway, so my goal was just to upcycle things, and here I got a double tagger. And here we go. I'm trying to do this kind of quickly, not to bore everybody. But isn't that cute? I thought that was a good one, so I just did that on a little page. And this one, this was actually part of the blueprint, and I just turned it sideways so the lines would be straight. I think that's a cute page. Now this is actually a barn that would be out back. Now that A means architectural, so that went with the barn. And as you can see too, there's variations in color. It depends on how the plans are stored. Some of them are in the attic and they get a lot of heat, so they definitely go through changes. Some of them are actually found in our building, and so they've been pretty much in air conditioning and probably have not discolored as much. So pretty much once, there's another tag. So then pretty much after I had all my pages assembled, I just kind of went back over all of the edges with milled lavender in the distress ink pad, because I kind of again was just trying to keep with the theme, and I didn't really feel that I needed to age the paper anymore since it was so old. It pretty much had aged itself. But did you notice one problem that I had was my tags? When I got to my tags and the string, I thought to myself, now how in the world am I going to cut that with the ruler? I couldn't think of a way to do it. There was nothing that I had. So other than chewing it off, I did have to bring scissors into my equation at the very end. Kind of hated doing it. I thought I had a good plan. So these are the items then that I used. And I hope I played fair. This is my book. Again, the first time I've ever done it. So thanks for the challenge, Nick. I greatly appreciated it. It was a lot of fun. I give you a thumbs up.